So as a lot of you may know, I was diagnosed with cancer. So basically what had happened is I was bleeding from my butt. Like, just a very, very small amount. Like, once a month or so, if I ate the wrong food or something like that, there'd be some blood in my stool, and I'm like, you know, nothing to worry about. It's nothing big, nothing like that. Well, this went on for a few years, and finally my girl's like, man, you gotta go in and get that checked out, because that's been going on for way too long. It's clearly not something that's gonna go away. Go in and get it checked out. So I went and got a colonoscopy, and they found a 40 millimeter tumor growth. I don't know what you would exactly call it. And from what I understand, those types of polyps are typically about 4 millimeters. So it was like 10 times bigger than is normal. So they couldn't take it out in a whole section, because normally what they would do is they would cut it off, and then they'd have the section there, and they would send it into the lab. The lab would chop it up and test it for cancer. Well, they couldn't take mine out in a complete section. They had to take it out in pieces because it was so large. I mean, we're talking something the size of a 40 millimeter shell. Think about that. Like, the bore on an M203, that's the size of the growth I had. So they cut that bad boy out, and they get it in sections. So, like, there's a section, like, that's a section like that, a section like that, maybe a section like this. The point is, when they sent it into the lab, in one of the sections there was a 1/4 inch that was cancerous. The problem is, because they couldn't get it out in a whole piece, they don't know if that 1/4 inch was connected to my body, or if that was in the center of the growth and they caught it in time. Like, that growth was so big, the doctor literally told my girl, like, hey, you saved his life. You really did. So I've been in limbo, I guess, because I don't know what the hell's going on. So I go in there and I get a CT scan, and I'll just play the message for you right here. Let me pull that bad boy up. And a CT scan is basically a CAT scan. Oh, let me try that again. I screwed it up.
I was just calling you with results from your CT scan. So Dr. had said that there was no obvious signs of cancer or metastatic disease that was noted at this time. But he did say that there were some findings of some small nodules on the lungs that look benign. So he says that we'll continue to repeat the CT scan in 6 months to document, or we will need to repeat the CT scan in 6 months to document stability of those lung nodules. He did say the CT scan of the abdomen and pelvis was negative. So he says you will still need to have your colonoscopy repeated again, that we already have you scheduled for in January. So he'd like you to keep that. And then we'll put in an order for a repeat CT scan in 6 months. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Thank you.
So yes, that is good news, and I know that now, but let me tell you, when I got that message, like, I'm like, there's stuff on my lungs, I'm gonna die! And then I finally talked to the doctor, like, no, that's normal to have stuff on your lungs, we just have to make sure that's not cancerous. It's kind of like polyps in your butt, like, that's a totally normal thing, as long as they don't go cancerous. So basically, they gotta check on those again in 6 months, and then in January, I think it's the 15th, I go in and I get one more colonoscopy, and what they're going to do is take some scrapings of around the area of where they cut it out, just to make sure that the cancerous cells did not spread to the wall of my colon. And if they didn't, then I beat cancer, surgery-free, besides the colonoscopy. So that's really cool. I'm very happy about that. I gotta tell you, it scared the crap out of me. Like, as soon as I found out that I for sure had cancer, and it's not guaranteed that it was isolated, it may have been spreading through my body, like, may have went a little excessive on the Christmas presents, but I didn't know, next Christmas am I going to be, like, in some chemotherapy, like, not able to function properly state. So whatever, that's the only really downside that happened, but handling that, pulled the full family in close, we spent a lot of family time, that was really great. I'm just really grateful for all you guys and all the nice things you said in the comments of my last video. Like, I appreciate the prayers. Contrary to popular opinion, I do believe in God. So when you were saying that stuff, it really kind of touched me. Like, thank you. I do appreciate that you would go out of your way and take a little bit of your time and pray for me. Like that, it made me feel good. I don't know how else to say it. So yeah, it appears, I mean, obviously we still got to wait for the scrapings, but it appears that it was just one isolated cancer section, and I got away by the skin of my teeth, basically. Because if it wouldn't have been for my girl making me go in, I would have waited like another 5 to 10 years before I was like, okay, this is becoming a problem. And at that time, that would have enveloped that whole 40 millimeter tumor, and then it would have just spread through my body. Now, I can't pretend like this is totally unexpected in that, because I used to love tobacco products. Chews, cigars, cigarettes. Like, if it was made out of tobacco, I was down. I love tobacco products. Obviously, after I found out my girl was pregnant with my first child, I'm like, okay, I gotta quit, because I know if I smoke cigarettes, there's a very good chance she'll smoke cigarettes. So then I went to vaping, and I've been slowly working down the nicotine in there and hopefully gonna get off that altogether. And my diet's not that great. So, you know, it was probably self-inflicted, but still, we're kids. We were gonna live forever. So those kind of things, those health concerns and that never really bothered me. So from this point forward, I'm going to try to get back into the YouTube thing hard. As you notice, my upload schedule has been all chaotic. It's honestly just because there's been so much on my mind that I would catch myself projecting it into videos. Like just the fury and venom. And you don't want that. Because if you're not having fun shooting the video, the audience is definitely not going to have fun watching the video, which is going to make your channel tank. So I'd shoot a video, and then I'd be in editing, and I'd be like, man, I can't put this out. This is just full of just dark venom and fury. I mean, yeah, even the ones I did put out, you can still kind of pick up on it a little bit, but... So that's why my upload schedule went to shit. So we're going to get back on that, hopefully tonight, depending on when this video drops, so it might be a few days ago. I'm going to do a live stream, and then you guys can ask me all the questions on it, and we can get back into it. Anyway, I really do appreciate your support. For real, it's nice to know that somebody's got your back. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like to help support the channel, got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.